Is it okay to follow different lineages simultaneously? Or should we stick with only one lineage to avoid confusion? Whether it is different lineages in one school, like in Tibetan Buddhism, or different kind of schools of Buddhism, all of them basically same. It's all same. The basic things is very same. There's nothing, not really much difference. The differences are very specific sometimes, like on very small points, or sometimes it's just the traditions, different traditions, or different, their main practice is a different kind of based on different texts, different sutras, or different tantras, or different set of sutras and different set of tantras. There is really not very much different. They're basically all same. That's why there is very little chance. There's almost no chance of having any confusion. Actually, from my experience, I have not studied very much with Theravadan traditions or Mahayana traditions of Japan and China and Vietnam, but I have studied all different schools and lineages of Tibetan Buddhism, and there was absolutely nothing which was confusing. Every different teachers who taught actually made it more clear what others taught. So I think there is this, that it will get confused. That's not, I think that's not really a fact. Yes, the rituals are different, like small things like, how to do the damaru and bell, and how to do the, what kind of mudras do what at. All these kind of rituals, they are different. They are different from each monastery to each monastery also. So there, you can be confused. I am also confused because, sometimes in one tradition you have to take the water in this hand and drinking things in this hand and eating things in other hand. In another tradition, you have to do drinking in this and eating in this, and I always confuse. When I'm in the monastery where you have to do the drinking here and eating here, I always put this when in, I always mix up, but I don't think that will matter too much. Even when you look into the history of good masters, great masters, there is hardly, you will find hardly few, who have only one teacher and only one lineage. Most of the great masters in Buddhism, especially in Tibetan Buddhism, because Tibetan Buddhism itself is like the whole of Tibetan Buddhism, whether it's Kagyu, Nyingma, Sakya, Gelu, all different kind of schools, all of them actually follow the system that they practice the whole of Buddhism. They practice, Vinaya, they practice Bodhisattvayana, they practice Vajrayana, the Sutrayana, Tantrayana, and all the three yanas, they practice on one person. That's the whole Nalanda tradition. That's the tradition of Nalanda University, which was brought to Tibet all schools of Tibetan Buddhism is coming from Nalanda tradition. It was a great university, and most of the great masters who were invited to Tibet to teach Buddhism were from there, were associated with this university, or there are 2 or 3 different universities, but all of them same. So therefore, there's nothing really to. Of course, it's nothing wrong if you just want to, stick to one tradition or lineage also. But then you should not have, you should not think that others something wrong with that. That's the problem sometimes. If you are only, studying and only know about one lineage, then you sometimes have a misunderstanding, or you think there is something not so good in the other lineages, which is totally wrong. Thank you.